Rufus, as per usual. Now we are here with the Ultimate Racing League for the Tuesday GR2 League. They're obviously all going to be in all. It's a one make as well, so they're all in NSX. And as you can see, by the looks of the track, we are at for round one. As obviously this brand new, it's basically a brand new season, and this is round one. And we are starting at the Largo Maggiore racetrack. Now this track is an original track, and it's an original track, and it is 5.8 miles, just over 5.8 miles long. Well, no, sorry, it's 5.8, something like 5.8 miles, something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. So we have got, I think it's about 12 turns or a bit more. I've lost count. But anyway, I'm going to do a quick track tour. So obviously we're on the start finish straight, coming down to the first corner. And for me, this is probably the slowest part of this track. Going down into second gear, sometimes down into first gear, coming around this part, and then obviously you speed up and come around here. Then obviously you got, sometimes you can get caught out on this corner. Now as you accelerate out, you come down the hill towards obviously the next corner. Accelerating up the hill, then you're going to come up to the S's, trying to keep to the curb, inside, and then to the other rib. So you can see what I'm saying. Then all the way through, up to the top of the hill, and now then you're going to come down. You're going to have to brake quite sharply for this sort of. Like this turn, it can, if you get the braking wrong, it will just throw you right back out onto the gravel. Now once you're out there, you've got to go up to the hill to this quick left right. And you come down to the next corner. Then obviously the next one. And then down to the final bend, usually you would take it in through fourth if you take it right, and then you just full blast down to the start finishing straight where you obviously start another lap. So obviously that was a quick tour guide. So anyway, well, the rules and basic rules and regs in this is you have to use all the top three. It is a 60-minute race, but it is been translated to 35 laps. You have to use obviously you have to use all three tyre compounds. Once you've used all of them, you can obviously use whatever other tyres you want. Where is it? There we go. Let's just load this up. Let's just put it there. Just while I'm doing that, I am just going to quickly, just in case. Oh, no, not that. Just doing something. 'Cause, Right, there we go. Right. All right, so let's get back to what I was doing now. So obviously we have had a 10-minute quali. So obviously there's only qualifying in round one. After that, I believe it's reversed in order of like championship standings and in your teams, because you are all in teams of 3. Quite confusing on obviously how the grid's going to be set for the next round. Right, anyway, so after 10-minute quali, TSG Mansu won. He's qualified first. I haven't actually raced with him before. This is the first time I've seen him. Then URL-RUTHLESS second. Matt is third. Panic is 4th. TL Smith is 5th. Captain Slow is 6th. Phaser is 7th. Being a Mechanic 8th. Ruthless, aka myself, is in 9th. Then you got URL Grammarly in 10th. Enzo 11th. P White 12th. Biggie 13th. Cast 14th. And Ninky New 15th. Now I think originally Hoppers, I'm not sure what his YouTube channel name is, but obviously I think it's Hoppers Gaming or something. I'm not 100% sure. Originally he was supposed to be doing this, but unfortunately because there were so many people in the race, we couldn't share it. So I've had to do this. So hopefully the next round he will be able to do it. So anyway, let's get this 35 laps, 60 minutes on the way. So I'm just going to call you 1, or THG. THG takes us down to the beginning of the track, and they're off. Full pelt down to the first corner. So Matt already went for a try, but it didn't work. They're all streaming through. Looks like everyone thinks okay at the moment. There's been no incidents or nothing. But anyway, after these first few corners, obviously the one is obviously still leading with Dergs there in second, with Matt just behind him in third. Panic there in 4th. Then Smithy there in 5th. Capslow there in 6th. Bry there in 7th. Phaser there in 8th. Ruthless is there in 9th, with P Watt there in 10th, Enzo in 11th, and Ali in 12th, but he's battling with Enzo. Yeah, he's battling with Enzo to get that 11th spot, but Enzo just got it. Oh, he's got a bit wide there, Enzo, so he's got to hit the gravel. That's going to slow him down. That's going to allow Ali to take 11th spot from him, and that's going to bring everyone up towards him. So now he's been passed from Biggie. Oh, Biggie! Oh, who's that? Someone's. Oh no, Cast lost it. The Cast comes up here. Oh, I think he pushed a bit too much curb. Oh, and then gave Ninky a bit of a hit. Oh, that's very unfortunate. And the bad thing is as well, he has got damage on the front and damage on the back, and it is, for this league, it is full damage. So obviously, if you want to get rid of the damage, you have to go and pit. So now he's got some work to do, but thankfully it's only lap 1, so there's time for him to catch back up. So we're on to the second lap now, with Mancis in first, Doug second, Matt third, Panic fourth. Smithy's got the first penalty of the 5th, and then Brian Mechanic 6th, Captain Slow 7th. Looks like he's going rather slow. Enzo's in 8th. There's a big gap. What's happened? Something looks like something's happened. Oh, actually, yeah, if I recall, there was. Let's just, right, so the yellow flag, let's try and... So it looks, right, okay, so I think it started off here, but I'm not sure. Oh, so, yeah. Unfortunately, Snow tried to go up the inside, and he got it all wrong, and then he got in the way of Phaser, and then Ruthless hit Phaser, and then P-White goes off. So there's all over the place, and I think Ruthless decided to slow down a bit because he thought he was at fault by hitting Phaser, but to be honest, he probably wasn't at fault. He couldn't really probably do anything about it. But yeah, so there was, ideally they did want to have a safety car, but unfortunately because everyone wasn't in the chat, we wasn't able to do one. So yeah, we all usually have to be in the chat to call a safety car. So unfortunately, you got from 7th and downwards are well back. So that's really unfortunate. So yeah, let's get back on where we go. So Smith is there in 6th, with he's chasing down Bry there in 5th place. And then Panic's there in 4th, dropping off a little bit from Matt, but not too much. Obviously Matt's there in 3rd, he's right behind Dirk, with Mantis, who's literally just, looks like he's just scampering away at the moment. And it's on the second round. Let's have a look to see what everyone's tyre they've started on. So Mantis started on softs, so is Dirk, so is Matt. Panic has started on mediums. Bryce started on softs as well. Smith started on softs. Enzo started on softs. Biggie started on Ali started on hards. Rufus started on hards. Phaser started on mediums. Nixie started hards. P-White started hards. And Carl started on soft. So there's not everyone has gone for the same tyres. There's a mixture, so that will play out during the race. But yeah, so Mantis he is really pulling away from Dirk, and it doesn't seem like Dirk can do anything about that, unfortunately. Obviously Dirk is leading, he's not too far ahead of Matt. Matt is about a second maybe 2 behind. Trying to chase Dirk down, doesn't want to let Dirk get too far away. And Panic is there in 4th, he's doing quite well in 4th, especially being on a medium tyres and keeping up with Matt and Dirk. So it's been, Bry is starting to close the gap on Panic now, with him being on the softs and obviously Panic being on the mediums. But if I remember rightly, the softs only lasted 5-6 laps, depending on how hard you push the car. Enzo's there in 7th spot. He's got a bit of a gap to Captain Slow there in 8th, with Biggie right behind him, looking to try and get to the 8th position. Graham Ali there in 10th, with Ruthless there in 11th. He's got Phaser right back, chasing him down, trying to get past. Let's run a few corners with Phaser. So we'll come on to start finish parade. Oh, it looks like Ruthless is going to take his first pit stop to get off them horrible hard tyres. So that'll mean that'll allow Phaser to get up to 11th spot, coming through the first couple turns. You can see Ninxie New just behind him with a half-second penalty, unfortunately, so he's going to get away even more. And then Graham is not too far ahead. But Fraser's definitely is on the medium tyres. He is going to have a little bit of an advantage over Graham Ali because he is obviously on the hards. But with Fraser having the damage on the front and the back, obviously that's going to slow him down a little bit. We got Lincoln New there 13th. He slowed down and let P White. Was there an incident there? Or I think he's just decided just to let P White go past for some reason. Unless there was something, I'm not sure. Then Ruthless, obviously, he's back out of the pits now in 14th, and he's come out onto the soft tyres. And Cast is well back there in 15th. So Mantis is still in first, powering away. Doesn't look like there's anything Dirk can do at the moment. And Mantis currently has the fastest lap with a 1 minute 44.7. If there is anyone watching, hello, hope you all are okay. Hello, hello. Manos. Oh, Manos. Okay, alright. Thank you for that, Matt. Obviously, Matt's there in third. Panic's there in fourth. Looks like he's losing touch with Matt now because he's on the medium and Matt's on the softs. Bry obviously is there in fifth. Looks like he's getting closer to Panic, but he's got the one and only Smithy behind him in sixth, chasing him down, but those soft tyres are going to start, although mind you they're both on soft tyres, so it makes no difference. Lorenzo is there in seventh. He's being chased down still being chased down by Captain Slow. Looks like Captain Slow definitely got out of that a little bit better than Enzo did. He is getting closer every time to Enzo. Biggie's there in ninth. He's got half-second penalty. He's got a bit of a gap to Captain Slow. And there's Graham Ali there in 10th on hard tyres. In 10th place and on hard tyres. Fraser there in 11th. Currently in 11th at the moment, and he is now going to go into the pits to take his pit stop and to get rid of that damage as well. I don't know what tyre he's going to go on to. Linky New has gone into the pits also. Ruthless is now taken 11th spot due to since them two are in the pits. PY is up to 12th now, so Linky New will come out in 13th. And he will come out ahead of Phaser, so he managed to pull a good one there. So Phaser's going to come out in last, so it's going to allow Cast to get out of last place into 14th. But it does look like Cast is struggling on this track. The first place is still going strong. He's running very similar laps to every lap. Dirk there is second. Let's go on board with Dirk. Coming through the first couple of sections. We can't even see Manders at all. Or he might be able to see him as he comes out. Yeah, he can see him just as he comes out of the corner, right down in the distance. And there's Matt there who's fallen back a little bit. Although he's on the same tyre, so he must be fuel saving a little bit unless he made a mistake. So Matt's there in third, a little bit back, lost a bit of time because on the same tyres and they're about the same tyre wear. So I think Matt's probably trying to save a little bit of fuel to go a bit further on them softs. And Panic's there in fourth. He is closing that gap onto Matt on the medium tyres. Smithy there is in fifth, and then there's a massive gap to Bry there in sixth. Then he's got a bit of a gap to Graham Ali in seventh, but he's got half second penalty. He's now going to be serving that penalty. And there's Captain Slow. He's got 3 second penalty from somewhere. It looks like he may have just been into the pits. So now that's going to allow. He's got Ruthless coming up behind him, Slow serving that penalty. And then there's Ruthless taking the 8th spot off of Captain Slow. And then Enzo's there in 10th, just behind Captain Slow now. Biggie there in 11th, so he's been in the pits as well. So Enzo, Biggie have both been in the pits by the looks of it. P. White's there in 11th. He's been in the pits already, I think. It's hard to keep track of when everyone's gone in the pits. And Nicky New there in 12th. Slow there in 13th. Phaser there in 14th. And Cast there in 15th. And he's got a half second penalty, unfortunately. Mansos there in first. At the moment, it doesn't look like he's got a care in the world, but he will probably be having to pit soon because those tyres don't look like they're going to go much further. But he's doing quite well on them because he's on his 8th lap on these soft tyres, and they usually go quite quickly. So looks like he's rather good with his tyres when he's racing. So Matt's there in it's Dirk. Dirk must have. I believe Dirk has been into the pits. That's why Matt took up second spot, but now Matt's taken to the pits and Mansis is in the pits as well. So that's going to allow Panic to take the lead for the time being until he has to pit. How far will Dirk be able to take second spot back? Or third spot maybe back from Matt. Yep, Matt wasn't able to get back out in front of Dirk, unfortunately. So Brian's 5th spot, he's still being chased by Smithy in 6th. Graham Ali there in 7th, chasing Smithy down in 7th. Bruce there in 8th. Enzo there in 6th, with Biggie chasing him down in 10th. PY there in 11th. It's going to stay with these guys for a bit. We are on obviously lap 9. If you do like what you're seeing, remember to like, comment and subscribe because it is all free and we do like stuff that's free. And if you are not part of URL, come and join us because we are probably one of the best communities there is on Facebook, in my opinion. So is there in ninth. Biggie's still trying to chase him down, but losing ground on Enzo. They are both on hard tyres now. With P White there in soft, so he's just gonna close down on them pretty rapidly, I would think. Ninky New, they're in 12th. Captain Slow, they're in 13th now. Phaser, they're in 14th. Cast, they're in 15th. So Panic is still leading at the moment. Hasn't needed to pit yet because his tyres are looking good. They've only halfway gone on the front and back. So he's okay with not worrying the world at the moment. Mance is there in second. Doug there in third. Matt there in fourth. Bry there, looks like Bry nearly lost it, but he's okay. Kept going in fifth. Smithy there in sixth. He's got half a second. No, he hasn't. And Graham there in seventh with half a second penalty. And then you got Rufus in eighth. They're a bit of a way back, but he is pushing the hell out of that NSX by the looks of it. But his tyres are looks like they're shattered, and he will probably be into the pits shortly. Hello, Phaser. Thank you for watching. Enzo here is in ninth. He's still being chased down by the Biggie. Can Biggie go for a pass down here, down at the end of this straight? Will he be able to? Let's stay and watch. Well, Biggie definitely managed to get through that bit a lot better than Enzo did. It's not letting Enzo get away. And thank you for everybody all 5 people who are watching, so thank you for watching. Biggie is really trying. He really wants to get that 9th spot off of Enzo. So Rufus is now gone in for another pit stop. So has P White, he's gone in as well. So with Rufus going into the pits, that's going to allow Enzo to take 8th and Biggie to take 9th. Ninky New up to 10th, Captain Slow there up to 11th, with Phaser there in 12th. Rufus just coming out of the pits into 13th, but he hasn't completely filled up. Well, I think if I remember rightly with my strategy, because Rufus is obviously me, I just decided I knew how long the softs lasted, so I only fueled up for the amount of time that the softs lasted. So it gave me a little bit more speed because of having a less fuel in the tank, which worked out sort of not as well as I wanted it to, but it still sort of worked. So P White there in 14th now, with Cast there in 15th. And he's got Panic right behind him, so it looks like he's just about to be lapped by Panic, unfortunately. So it doesn't look like Cast is enjoying this track at all, unfortunately. But you do get that. Some tracks you like, some tracks you love. Yeah, so Cast is now lapped down. So Mantis there in second. He is close. Looks like he is closing the gap gradually to Panic. Doug there in third. He's well away from Mantis there in third, and Matt and Doug are both on the same tyres as well. So it's going to be difficult for Matt to catch Doug, because they are running sort of roughly the same times. So Bry there in 5th spot. He's got no one ahead of him and no one behind him, so he's all out on his own in 5th place. Enzo there in 6th. He's pulled away from... So Big E must have gone into the pits because Captain Slow is now in 7th. He's got half-second penalty. Graham Lee's there in 8th. Phaser there in 9th. Smithy there in 10th. And Rufus there in 11th. Where 15 so Graham is on the hards. So he must... I thought he went in the... I think he went in the pits and come back out on the hards again. I would have thought he would have changed tyres, but I think he just decided to stick on the hards because he could go further on them. But so he's being chased down by Phaser there in 9th, who's on the medium tyres. And then you got Smithy there in 10th. And you got Rufus there in 11th, pushing the hell out of the NSX on the soft tyres. So you can see he is definitely closing the gap onto Smithy. Let's just stay with Smithy for a second and see if Rufus can catch Smithy up. Well, he's not catching up quickly, but he is definitely catching Smithy up. So how long can Smithy keep Rufus behind him? Can Rufus catch him? That's going to be the question. Because he is going for it and he is right behind him. So anyway, P. White's there in 12th. Biggie's there in 13th. So yeah, Biggie did take his pit stop. So that's why he's down to 13th. Ninky New there in 14th. And Cast there in 15th. So Mantis has now retaken the lead because Panic has obviously pitted. With Dirk there in 2nd. Matt there in 3rd. Panic there in 4th. Got no one ahead of him and no one behind him. Same for Brian 5th. And then Enzo there in 6th. Looks like Captain Slow is trying to catch Enzo up. And then you've got Graham Lee there in 8th. He's being chased down by Phaser. Phaser's on the mediums. Graham Lee's in the on the hards. So Graham's is struggling to keep Phaser behind him. Went out a little bit wide there. Catches a bit of the sand. That's going to allow Phaser to get right on his back end and try and go past. And he does. He actually gets past Graham Lee actually quite easily there. And Smithy there in 10th. He's being chased by Rufus. Let's just stay with Smithy for a second. Yeah, I agree. It was a very bad start, but I do love this track as well. Yeah, so you got Smithy there. Come down to the first corner. I'm going to stay with Smithy for a little bit because he's chasing down Graham Lee at the moment, but he also has Rufus right behind him trying to get up to that 10th spot. But he is obviously Smithy, he's on the hard tyres as well, so he's on the same tyres as Graham is, but he's on a slower tyre than Rufus is. So Rufus is... Oh, Graham went out completely wide there and he completely lost it and he's got off. So that's very unfortunate for Graham Lee. And Rufus is right behind him now. Can Rufus get Smithy by the end of this corner? Yeah, I agree. Looks like Rufus is going to try and go up the inside. No, he brakes a little bit rather than trying to go side by side. And then obviously them two battling. And you've got Graham Lee now after his spin. He's in 11th with P. White there catching him in 12th. Biggie there in 13th. He is closing the gap on to P White and Big E. So these three are battling it out for that 11th spot. Ninky New there is out all on his own in 14th. And Cast there in 15th is having a dreadful race with a 3-second penalty now from pit lane infringements. In 15th. Francis is, at the moment, he's dominating this race. In first, I think he's probably about... He probably will. I would think he will. Doug there in second. He's got quite a good gap to Matt there in third. And then Panic is well back in 4th spot. And Bry there in 5th. Enzo looks like he's closing the gap. Although Bry's on the medium tyres and Enzo's on the hard tyres. So I think it'll be difficult for Enzo to catch Bry up. And Captain slows there in 7th with Phaser there in 8th. Chase trying to chase slow down. Moment Slow's managing to keep Phaser at bay. And Smithy's there in 9th. He's still being chased by Rufus, who's trying to get past Smithy, but at the moment he's having... Yeah, I agree. All the reviews do look superb. Yeah, so coming down to the final corner with Smithy in 9th. He's still being chased by Rufus, but Rufus could be pitting fairly soon for another set of tyres. I can't remember what set he went on to next. There's Biggie there in 11th. There's a big gap to Biggie and to Rufus. There's the amount of the start-finish straight. So Biggie there in 11th. He's still being chased by P White. They're both on the medium tyres. Biggie's fastest lap so far is a 47.2. With P White's at the moment is a 47.0, but he's probably done a faster lap, but I can't see it. And Nicky No there in 13th with a fastest lap of a 1:48.0. Then Graham Ali's fastest lap is... I'm not 100% sure. And Cast's fastest lap is a 1:48.1. So it's not much slower than everyone else. I think he just hasn't had much luck on this track, unfortunately. Romantis obviously is still leading. And leading. Well, I wouldn't say he's leading comfortably. He could make a mistake and Dirk could capitalise on it. With Dirk being there in second, he's trying to chase Mantis down, but at the moment he's not having much luck. And Matt's there in third still. With Panic there in fourth. Well back from Matt in first, and Matt's got nothing to worry about in front of him. All he's doing is focusing on Dirk in front of, catching Dirk in front of him. And right there in fifth spot, it looks like he is closing. Bry is definitely closing the gap on Panic, because Panic is on the hards and Bry is on the mediums, so Bry is definitely catching, but the issue is going to be the tyres. How long are these medium tyres going to hold out for Bry? Enzo there in 6th. Captain Slow there in 7th. Phaser in 8th. Smithy there in 9th. Biggie there in 10th. PY there in 11th. And Rufus backing down in 12th. I believe he has just pitted for a new... Yep. Looks like he has just pitted for a new set of softs. Then Graham Ali there in 13th, and Ninky New there in 14th, chasing down Graham Ali. But Graham Lee is on the soft tyres, and Ninky New is on the medium tyres. So now Graham Lee is going to have the advantage over Ninky New. I gotta say, Graham's livery is a fantastic livery. But yeah, he created a livery, but he took the design off a car of my livery, what I had, so he just changed the design a little bit, but he's made a great job of it. So Nicky New there in 14th, Cast there in 15th, and Mantis there in first spot. Doesn't have a care in the world, just driving around, driving it like it's hot. And Dirk there in second. Okay. So you got Dirk there in second, Matt there in third. Oh yeah, that is a nice livery, I agree, that one. With Panic there in fourth, By there in fifth, he is being caught now by the one and only Smithy. In sixth, he is closing that gap, and they are both on hard tyres as well. Biggie there in seventh, P White there in eighth. There is not much gap between them. They're both on the medium tyres as well, so I think unless Biggie makes a grave big mistake, that gap's probably going to stay like that. Then Enzo there in medium, he's on the medium as well. There's a bit of a gap to him. There's probably about 3-second gap between them, I think. Then Captain Slow there in 10th on the medium tyres. Phaser there in 11th on the hards, and you've got Rufus right behind Phaser now, going up the inside of Phaser, going side by side. Oh, look, I'm trying to go side by side, looking at trying to get past. And he goes around, stays on the inside and gets past Phaser, up to 11 spots. But then Rufus is on the soft tyres and Phaser runs on the hard tyres, so that will give Rufus a lot more grip than Phaser would have had. Phaser wouldn't have been able to even hold Rufus up at all because of the grip they had. Then Graham Lee there in 13th spot, with Nicky New just about 3-4, maybe 5 seconds behind, and he's just been lapped by Mansis. Dirk has now taken to the pit lane for his second stop. I believe he's done soft, so I believe he may come out onto hards now. Let's just stay with Dirk just to see what he's going to do. Is he going to come out onto the hards? Yep, he has come out onto the hards, back out in third. And Panic, his teammate, is right behind him there in fourth. But he's on the hards as well, so he's not going to have no advantage. Let's just stay with these two for a second. Okay, so there is a little bit of a gap between them. Not too much of a gap, but there is a little bit of a gap. Yeah. Well, yeah, he wouldn't have got to. He definitely wouldn't. Dirk would definitely would have had to make a pit stop, because he wouldn't get it. You don't get that many laps out of the race. You don't get another 15. Wouldn't get another 15 laps out of it. So Panic there in fourth. He is chasing down Dirk like a cow. I can't think of the word of it, but yeah, he is trying to chase Dirk down. And then right there in fifth spot, still well back from Panic. It looks like he has just put a pit stop on. Smithy there in sixth. He's got... Looks like he's got someone... Oh, no, he's just lap cast, so he's got no one behind him. It's only cast who's a lap down, unfortunately. Big E there in seventh. And then is Enzo there in eighth. He's being chased by P. White in ninth. They are both on the medium tyres. Then you got Rufus in there in 10th on the soft tyres. He's now got past Captain Slow as well. I found it. I've got to go back and look, see, because I love this actually. Oh, I made a move on Captain Slow, I believe. A minute, it's just I want to go back and see if... Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to find it now. Got to go back to where we were, which I think was about here. Which, yeah, it was about the right spot there. But yeah, so obviously Rufus there in 10th, Captain Stowe there 11th, Phaser 12th, Graham Lee 13th, Ninky No 14th, and obviously Cast there in 15th. So the Mantis is still obviously leading, looking to lap the next person. And it looks like Matt, he's closing the gap gradually on Mantis. With Dirk there in third. And Palik there in fourth. He is now definitely closing that gap up to Dirk now. And then obviously there is a really big gap to Bry and fifth, with Smithy there in sixth, Cast Biggie there and then Smithy's got big gap to Biggie there in seventh, with Enzo there in eighth. He's being chased by PY, with Rufus just down the road with Captain Slow chasing him down. I wouldn't be surprised if P. White will have to, at some point, he will definitely have to pit again at some point, because I don't think his tyres will last until the end. Then obviously you've got Rufus there in 10th. He's being chased by Captain Slow. Slow is on the mediums. Rufus is on the softs. So at the moment, Rufus is going to have the advantage. But just like Captain Slow is definitely closing that gap onto him. Well, yeah, he is definitely closing that gap on, but can Rufus hold him up, or will Captain Slow be able to get past? That is going to be the one big question. Can Rufus stay there in 10th, or will Captain Slow? Phaser's now gone into the pit to get off them dreadful hard tyres. The Captain Slow is really pushing it now, really pushing it, trying to get past. Goes up the inside of Rufus. but Rufus manages to power up quicker. But can Captain Slow do it on the next corner? No, he can't. Oh, Rufus is just... Oh, what happened to Rufus? He's coming down here. Oh, he just went out a bit too wide, unfortunately, so that's allowed Captain Slow an easy pass up to 10th place. Now he's got to come back. Now Rufus, but I think at this point Rufus was struggling on his tyres because of his grip. And Nicky knew they're in 13th, Phaser there in 14th. He's just been lapped by the one and only Matt. And Cast there in 15th. So obviously Mantis is leading. And Mantis looks like he has just opened up. He is just opening up that gap even more to Matt in second. He's just like saying, sod you, I'm not waiting. But Mantis will probably be going into the pits this lap or the next lap because his fuel is rather low. And then Matt there in second. He's got someone chasing him, but it is only Phaser who is lapped down. But Matt could be pitting rather shortly as well, and then this lap or the next lap. I think it'll be this. This lap he will be pitting by looking at his fuel gauge. Well, Mantis has gone down. Yeah, Matt's got less than Mantis has, so Matt probably will be pitting. Keeping into the inside, and yep, he is now gone into the pits for his maybe final stop. With Dirk there in third. Can Dirk get that second spot back off of Matt? Let's stay with Dirk for a second. Well, Matt is currently in his pit box filling up his fuel. Dirk is on the start-finish line, finish straight, but he has got up to second. And Panic's up to third. So Matt has dropped down to fourth, and he is on the hard tyres as well. Right there in fifth spot. Smithy there in sixth. Enzo there in seventh. And then you got P White there in ninth, who has just been... Oh no. I think P White he was there in 8th, coming down to here. I think he may have gone out a little bit wide and hit a bit of the gravel. Oh no, he didn't hit the gravel, just Slow just got out of that corner a lot better. And that's allowed Captain Slow to take 8th spot. Now P White's going to have to run off. He won't be able to run after Captain Slow because he's going to have to pit this lap for fuel, whereas Captain Slow is going to be fine. And Big E there in 10th. He's being chased by Ninky Noo, but Ninky Noo will be pitting this lap for a new set of tyres and a fresh tank. Yep, so as I thought, P White has gone into the pits now. Biggie, looks like Biggie is very recently pitted, so he won't be going in the pits for a while. Or if he probably may not need to pit again. And then Nicky Noo's now pitted. That's allowed Rufus to take 10th spot. And Rufus is now up to 10th with Faith up to 11th, and P White's come back out of the pits in 12th. Nicky Noo is at the moment filling up his tank, so that's allowed Grammarly to take up to 13th spot. And Nicky Noo will come out into 14th with Casts. Yeah, Cast is well back, so he's not got any. Nicky Noo at the moment has got nothing. All he needs to worry about is what's ahead of him. With Brian Lee there in 13th, he's on the medium tyres. Ninky Noo's on the medium tyres. Cast's on the medium tyres. So this is a final stint now for Mantis, and he's on the hard tyres now after pitting. Or will it be the final stint, or will he have to pit again? Because with only 10 laps remaining, he may have to pit again, but I do not know. Third there in second spot on the hard tyres. Panic there on the hard tyres, but he will be pitting shortly. Then Matt there is on the hard tyres as well. I think, looking at it, Dirk's definitely going to have to pit again. I don't think he will have enough fuel to get to the end, whereas I think Matt there in fourth, I think he may actually have enough fuel. So this is going to be a fight to the end now for Dirk to keep that second spot. Brian Mechanic there in fifth, a big gap to Brian Mechanic in fifth. And then Enzo there in, way back there again in sixth spot still. Panic has now gone in the pit, so that's going to allow Matt to take third spot. Capsto there in seventh. Biggie there in eighth. Rufus there in ninth. He's battling with Smithy again. They're back at it. Okay, I just want to go back to the start of this battle. So Smithy's in the pits, just coming out, with Rufus just getting on his rear end right at the start of the lap. Looks like he's trying to get past. He's still on the soft tyres as well. Bear in mind, Rufus still has to run the medium tyres. He has only run the hard tyres and the soft tyres so far. So goes up the inside of Smithy. Goes on the inside. So Smithy's on the medium tyres, whereas Rufus is on. Oh. They are side by side. I've got to look at it from this point of view. So he's battling with Rufus, is battling with Smithy. Side by side through the S's. Smithy's just got the better out of that S. But Rufus is going to have the grip of the softs coming up. Is he going to be able to try and go for a pass on Smithy here? No, he didn't. He went out a bit wide, so it's going to allow Smithy to get away a bit, but Smithy went out a bit wide as well. Anyway, let's go somewhere else. I don't want this race to be all about me. So Ninky, Phaser there in 11th, coming to lap Cast, who's in 15th. He's being chased by P. White in 12th. They are both on the medium tyres. With P. White there in 12th, not too far for he's looking at Phaser saying, come on Phaser, wait up, let me pass ya. We are on lap 26 now with, I think it's about 8 laps to go. And Graham there, Ali in 13th spot. He's way back there in 13th. Nicky New there in 14th, right behind Matt, so he can use Matt's slipstream if he can stay behind Matt for long enough to try and catch Graham up. Which I think that's what he's trying to do. And obviously the Cast there in 15th, right behind P. White. But he is in 15th and a lap down, unfortunately. Mantis there, lap 27. He is leading still. He's basically dominated this race from start to now when he hasn't had to pit. And Dirk there in second spot. Obviously, Will back from Mantis. And he's got a big gap to Matt, who is in third currently, pushing as hard as he can to catch Dirk up. And Panic there in fourth, who's dropped off, he's well back there in fourth. And then there's a massive gap to Enzo in fifth spot, with Captain Slow there in sixth. And Brian now is in seventh, he's just pitted. So he's chasing the slowdown now. But they are both on the medium tyres. It's most likely Slow will have to, but I think Slow will probably have to pit again. But Brian definitely got out of that corner a lot better than Captain Slow did. Going through the S's. Oh, what happened to Captain Slow? Coming through the S's, he got through the first bit alright. Oh, he got hit too much of the curb and it's just spat him out. So that's really unfortunate for Captain Slow. That's allowed Brian to get an easy pass up to fifth spot. With Captain Slow in sixth, but he's only lost that one position, thankfully. And he has got damage on his front bumper and his front right tyre as well, unfortunately. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Biggie there in seventh. And then Smithy there in eighth. He's trying to chase Biggie down, but not having much luck at the moment. But Biggie is on softs. With Smithy there in eighth. And you got Rufus there in ninth spot, still chasing Smithy down. Well, trying to. And he's got a bit of a gap, bit of a good gap to Fazer in 10th. P White there in 11th, trying to chase Fazer down, but he's getting all the blue flags because Mantis is now coming up to lap him. And Graham Ali there in 12th now, Ninky New there in 13th, and Cast there in 14th. Oh, so that was, who was that? Oh, so Nicky New nearly got that all wrong. So Rufus has now gone into the pits probably for the final time. So has Captain Slow. So Manchester, obviously with basically 6 laps remaining, is leading with Matt there in second now. Oh, what's happened? What's happened to Dirk? Oh no, I remember. No, unfortunately, Dirk had a disconnect and it kicked him out of the lobby. So he was doing well, and then that happened. We all thought it was going to happen to everyone, but unfortunately, it only happened to Dirk. So it's really unfortunate for Dirk there. So with Dirk being obviously down into him, it's allowed Matt to take second spot. Panic is now up to third, with Enzo is battling with Brian Mechanic in fourth. Brian Mechanic's just got passed up to fourth spot, so that's Enzo back down to fifth. Biggie there is sixth. Smithy there is seventh. Fazer in eighth. P White there in ninth. Captain Slow there in 10th. Graham there in 11th. Now Rufus is there down in 12th. He's on the medium tyres now, so he has gone onto the medium tyres for his final stint of this race. Ninky New, how far is Ninky New? Ninky New is quite far back, so Rufus hasn't got to worry about Ninky New at all. Cast there in 14th. He's on lap 27, so he's 2 laps, looks like he's 2 laps down. So Manchester just got past his next victim, PY, who's in 9th. Matt there is 2nd. Matt's got a big gap to Panic, so he hasn't got to worry about Panic at the moment. But Panic is on the soft tyres. So could Panic, with Matt being on hards and Panic being on the softs, will he be able to catch Matt up? That's going to be the question. So Brian there in 4th, he's pulled away from Enzo, but it looks like Enzo might have pitted. So Smithy with a half-second penalty is now up to 5th spot, with Enzo there in 6th, Fazer there in 7th, PY there in 8th, Biggie there in 9th, Captain Slow there in 10th, and then Graham Ali there in 12th spot, and there's Rufus there, just a little bit away there in 12th. Of course, as well, they are teammates as well. So, as we're coming quite close to the end of the race, is there going to be team orders between the two? Is Rufus going to stay behind Graham, or is he just going to take that 11th place from, or is it for everyone for themselves? And will Rufus be able to catch Graham? But they are both on the same tyres. But Graham's fastest lap is a 47.2 and Rufus's fastest lap is a 45.9. So roughly about 2 seconds. He is roughly about 2 seconds quicker than Graham, so that's going to be a good one to see if Rufus can catch Graham up. Ninky there in 13th. Cast obviously there in 15th. So it does look like Manchester's going to have enough fuel to last, because there's four more laps to go after this. Matt there in 2nd. Miles back from Manchester. And then he's got still got good lead to Panic, but looking at it, Panic is definitely Panic's fastest lap is a 45.7, but Panic is just going into pits now. So he wouldn't have had enough fuel. So that's really unfortunate. He was catching, but is that going to allow Bry to catch up? Is Bry going to be close? Is Bry close enough? No, Bry is not close enough. So Panic will come back out of the pits, still in 3rd place, with Bry there in 4th, and Smithy there in 5th. And he's being chased by Enzo there in 6th. Smithy is on the medium tyres, Enzo is on the soft tyres, so that's going to be a question. Can Enzo catch Smithy before the end? So there are some little battles towards the end starting up. So Fazer there in 7th, with P White there in 8th. There's quite about 10-second gap between them, I think that is. But Fazer has half a second penalty, so that's going to slow him down a bit. That's going to allow P White to close the gap a little bit. And he's got a bit of a gap to Biggie there in 9th. And then Captain Slow is there in 10th. He's being chased by the one and only Graham Ali. Fazer is now took to the pits for his final pit stop. So that's going to allow Captain Slow, Graham Ali and Rufus all to get up a position. So that's going to push, obviously, Fazer all the way down to 12th spot. But Fazer is now out on the softs with half-second penalty. Whereas ahead of him, Rufus is on the mediums. Graham Ali's on the mediums. And Captain Slow's on the hards. So can Fazer pull off a miraculous one and get past 3 people? But Fazer does have a second penalty, so that won't help his cause at all. But will he have enough time to catch the guys ahead of him? He looks like he's closing in on Rufus quite quickly. But he is having to serve that penalty now. So Graham Lee has now got up to 9th. He's got past Captain Slow. Captain Slow's down to 10th now. But Graham Lee is just... He's off now. Now he's got past Captain Slow. He's going back. Captain Slow is trying to keep Graham Lee in his sights. But while he's trying to catch up Graham Lee, he's got Rufus bearing down on him quite quickly. Oh, Rufus went out a bit wide there. Luckily he didn't get a penalty or spin it. Alright guys, let's have a bit of a drink. I'm losing my voice. They have Slow there in 10th, Rufus there in 11th, Phaser there in 12th, Ninky Noo there in 13th. There's a big gap to Phaser, so Phaser doesn't have to worry about anyone behind him. All he has to do, it looks like Rufus is going for attacking Captain Slow now. He's got ahead of Captain Slow up to 10th, so that's Captain Slow down to 11th spot. It was bright, I agree. It was brilliant racing by everyone. It was brilliant, I agree. So Captain Slow there in 11th spot. He's now got to worry about Phaser there in 12th spot. Is Phaser going to be able to, with 3 laps to go, and Slow being on the hards and Phaser being on the softs, Phaser most probably and will catch him and pass him. I don't think Slow's going to be able to do anything about Phaser at all, I don't think. And then Ninky Noo there in 13th. He's got no one ahead of him and no one behind him. And then passes there, so it looks like Ninky Noo is on the way to lap Cast. Or I think he actually already has lapped him. So Mantis there on lap 34. Obviously he's still leading. He's had a great race. And then Matt there in 2nd. He's miles back from obviously Mantis 1. Then Panic there. He is well back from Matt. They're in 3rd. Then Bry there in 4th. He's got no one ahead of him, no one behind him, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. He can just drift basically to the end. Smithy there in 5th spot on the mediums. Obviously so did Bry, so I very much doubt Smithy will be able to catch him. But then Enzo there in 6th. He is being chased by Biggie, who is... Oh, I think P. White just had an off. Oh, he did. He was being chased by Biggie, coming down the hill. And Biggie is there. Oh, and he took that too wide and he lost that spot. So that's really unfortunate for P. White there. I've seen him do that a few times this race. So obviously Big E's up to 7th with P. White down to 8th. Graham Lee there in 9th. And he's being chased by the one and only Rufus. And he's got Phaser bearing down on him, but Phaser does have half-second penalty, but he's got past Captain Slow, who's got half-second penalty as well. And the laps are getting less and less for Phaser to be able to get more. Graham Lee has just pitted, so that's going to allow Rufus to get up to 9th, take 9th spot. Phaser up to 10th. kept slow up to 11th, and Graham Ali is going to be in 12th. He won't have to worry about... Oh, will he? Will Ninky Noo be able to get around? Oh, no, he won't, because Graham Ali hasn't had to fuel very much. He's just changed his tyres, and he's come back out. So, Ninky Noo was never going to catch him. But this now is the final lap of this 35-lap race, with Manses having dominated this race from start to finish, other than one obviously had to pit. And then there's Matt Cup there in second. Matt's tried as hard as he could to catch Manses, but he's been hasn't been able to, unfortunately. Panic there in third spot. Then Bry there in fourth. Smithy there in fifth. Enzo there in sixth. Biggie there in seventh. Biggie there in seventh. P. White there in eighth. Rufus there in ninth spot. He's still being chased by Phaser. So I think that this is the only battle at the moment, by the looks of it. And they're coming, this is the final lap. Can Phaser get past Rufus? Doesn't look like he'll be able to. Oh, Manses is going slow. What's happened to Manses? He's run out of fuel. How far away back to... Oh, so we run out of fuel here. And I think it was quite funny because I remember we all thought he's being cocky and thinking, oh, I'm not going to wait, I'm going to let everyone do another lap. But it wasn't, he run out of fuel. But luckily, so is Matt is with Manses having no fuel. Can Matt pull? I don't think he's going to be close enough, but can Matt catch Manses? This is going to be a race to the line now. Can Manses cross the line before Matt gets there? I don't think he's just coming out of the final corner now, but Manses has taken the win. That was a very testy time for Manses there, but Manses has won, with Matt finishing in second spot. Panic is obviously just coming around now. He will finish in third. So big congratulations to the top three. Ryder Mechanic will finish in fourth, unless he makes a great big mistake, spin off here. I don't think he will. So around the final corner for Bry, that will be fourth spot for him. Smithy will finish in fifth spot. Enzo he's being chased by Biggie, but Enzo is too far ahead, so Enzo should finish in sixth spot. Enzo will finish in fifth. Biggie will obviously finish in sixth. P. White will finish in eighth. And Rufus still being chased by Phaser. I think Phaser had a penalty, so that's going to allow Rufus to finish in ninth, Phaser to finish in 10th. Captain Slow is going to be the last one to come across the line. He will finish. He's got no fuel left either, so he's going to finish in 11th. Obviously Graham Obviously, it was laps. So Graham finished in 12th, Minky finished 13th, and Cars finished in 14th. So anyway, that was the end of race 1. Thank you all for watching. Next round we are at Interlagos, I believe. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.